So today I'm going to be sharing my tips and tricks to grow long, healthy hair. This has definitely been a process for me, and my tips aren't anything crazy or dramatic, and you've probably heard them before, but I feel like I have been through the ringer with my hair, so I feel like I can really vouch for these tips, and I thought maybe someone can find some insight for this video, I suppose. My first tip I'm going to kind of glaze over because I think it's important to mention, but at the same time I feel like in any hair video, food video, fitness video, someone mentions water. You should be drinking water no matter what. It does not matter whether you're trying to grow out your hair or not, whether you're trying to be healthy or not. You should just drink water. Coincidentally, this is empty. But I drink so many of these a day, and I want to just glaze over this just because I can't sit here and say I drink 5 of these a day every day and I grew my hair. I have no facts or correlation between the two, but drinking water is going to benefit you one way. The second tip I'm sure everyone hears all the time, and it's the one that everyone rolls their eyes at, and it is talking about heat tools. No one wants to give up styling their hair with heat, and although I have to say my hair does look better when I heat style it, it is so taxing on your hair. And when I was trying to grow out my hair, the first time I was trying to grow my hair back when I was 15, I was a sophomore in high school, and my hair, I went to my hairstylist and I said, just cut it off. Cut off all the dead ends. Everything that's dead, cut it. And that went to my shoulders. Now, shorter lengths just don't look good on me. But I know in the long run it would benefit my hair. And I cannot tell you the difference it made cutting off all the dead and then not using heat. Every once in a while I did, but for the majority of the time I just stuck it out. But going into my next tip is not washing your hair every day. I wash my hair 1 to 2 times a week. Maybe 3 if something weird happens. But for the most part, 1 to 2 times a week. I have built up to that, and you might have to build up to that as well and go every other day, then every 2 days, and every 3 days, so on and so forth. But that also, I believe, really made a difference on my hair, because when I was younger, I'd wash my hair every day, heat style it every day of the week. And that is just so intense on your hair. So even if you are going to heat style it, I recommend not washing every day, so that I might curl my hair on Monday, but then I don't wash it until Friday or Saturday. So yes, I put heat on my hair, but that style I did with my curling iron lasted for 5 or 6 days. So I feel like it kind of balances out. So if you can't give up your heat tool completely, just try to pick a style that will last multiple days and that you can use a little bit of dry shampoo or do some braids or a cute pony or something so that it can last longer. Mom always tells me, ew, your hair's so oily, and I'm like, so? I have long hair, whatever. My next tip is good products. So this is my gross Tangle Teezer. Don't mind the hair. And I don't brush my hair a certain amount of times a day. Or do you guys remember back in, I don't know, when Nicole Richie was on The Simple Life, I swear she said this thing where she brushed her hair 50 times every day, and her hair started falling out. I don't know, maybe I just made that up. I feel like I read that or heard that somewhere. Anyways, so I'm kind of terrified to brush my hair a ton, but I do recommend getting a brush for after the shower that does not yank on your hair, especially if you have really, really tangly hair, because your hair is very fragile after the shower, and if you are just ripping on it, you're going to see all the hair that you just pulled out, and that's the hair that you want in your head. Now, onto the actual product part. I recommend a good leave-in conditioner. Now, depending on what you do with your hair, when I was growing out my hair, I had dyed it 5 million different ways. I had cut it a bunch. I used a ton of heat on it, so my hair was fried. So fried. It was so terrible. And so I really needed a good leave-in treatment, because as you're going about the day and your hair is getting affected by the air and the environment and just your brush, I don't know, a bunch of different things. You know, when I put like my bag on my shoulder, it like rips on my hair. So your hair goes through a lot. And so I feel like a good leave-in conditioner will really benefit your hair. It will strengthen your hair, make it healthier, so that as it's growing and as it's getting damaged from a million different things in the environment, it can still bounce back. Now, this is kind of going along with that tip, kind of on a separate tip. Ew, this, oh god. It's wet. It's wet. A good conditioner, I think, is really, really beneficial. For a shampoo, I don't know, I feel like you can use any shampoo. You can use a hair growing shampoo, you could use a clarifying shampoo, what have you. But I think what you put on your ends is so important. Now, even though like your hair is growing from the top of your head, these are the parts that are sticking with you the longest, and you want to have them stick with you the longest because then your hair will grow along. So I'm using the Neutrogena Triple Moisture Daily Deep Conditioner. I love this stuff. I love the deep conditioner of this even more. It comes in a pot. It smells like gummy bears. It's amazing. It's kind of hard to find though. You don't have to buy this one. I do think that for the price, it is a really good conditioner. But any deep conditioner I think is fine. And because if you're not washing your hair as often, I feel like you can do a heavier conditioner and it's not as big of a deal because you're not putting it on your hair every single day, so it's not going to build up as much. But I think a good, at least for me, when I was really trying to grow out my hair, using a good conditioner that I could slather on the ends of my hair, leave for 5 minutes in the shower, I think really penetrated the hair follicle and really made it stronger, so that even though these little ends right here have been on my head for a long time, they're still quite strong. I hope these tips were helpful. I know that a lot of them have been said before, but I feel like hearing them from another person just tells you guys that these are the tips that really do work. When can I have the long hair? You've seen all those pictures on Pinterest and you're like, why? You know? But I promise, like, using these tips, that is how I grew my hair. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please subscribe, comment, like, do whatever you please. And I'll see you guys next week in my next video. Bye.